What's up, everybody? Welcome to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Yeah, over the weekend I played in the cup. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. Zora, I'm the champion. Zora, you see that? That says I'm the champion. She said, I don't care about your play, but that says I'm the champion, Dad. So over the weekend, over the weekend, I played Iron Thorns EX. I think the deck is in a really, really good position. And I was like, hey, there's a cup this weekend. So I've been playtesting it a lot. And this is the 60 I came up with. And played it for the cup. Iron Thorns EX, if you don't know, it has it where, you know, no EXs, no Roblox Pokemon have abilities. Or they can't use their abilities, pretty much. Which is really good. A lot of Roblox Pokemon in the deck right now, in the game right now. Really good. Squawk, first of all, to shut down Pokemon. You got Fezandipity help set up. A lot of other ability-based decks, right? A lot of ability-based decks, right? So this is where Iron Thorns is key. I made it one Worlds for a reason. Deck has to be good, right? But yeah. It has the attack, it does 140, and you move energy from this into a bench, and then you kind of just move around energies from Iron Thorns, and all that kind of fun jazz stuff. Now, for those, I want to break down the matches first, or, yeah, let's break down the matches first, because this is a 60. We'll talk about the 60 if you want to afterwards. We're not going to play any games with this, because it's pretty boring to watch. Round 1, to play against Gardevoir. They actually had an out. They dropped a Mimikyu, which I have no answer for Mimikyu. There's nothing in here to do it. And I feel like if you just play, like, one Cancel Cologne, it's not enough for Mimikyu, because they play, like, 2 or 3. Like, there's ways to get it back with, like, Super Rod and Stretcher. So I was like, whatever, we'll just take the loss to Mimikyu. There's probably not a lot of decks that play it in the round 1 they dropped the Mimikyu. They did, unfortunately, miss playing. So I had 2 prize cards left. They dropped a Pidgeot to, like, 4 Sealstone to find something. And then they tried to, like, swoop away the Pidgeot V in their Guardian deck. And I was like, hey, you can't do that. Chill. And so we were able to knock that out. They did play Professor Turo, but they couldn't find the Turo to get rid of the Pidgeot. So they did have an out there. Round 2, we played against Charizard. Charizard was actually really close, than I want to say. Because, like, very late game, I couldn't find my judges. And they were able to cancel Cologne, Rare Candy, Charizard, Iona me to 1, and take a knockout, go down to 4, and I was like, oh god. But luckily, with the Legacy Energy, when they knocked out the second Iron Thorns, I had a Legacy Energy attached to it, so we were actually saved. We're golden, and we were able to take it to win the game. So that's good. Legacy Energy is great. They had to knock out 4 Iron Thorns EX. In that game, we definitely saw that come really, really clutch. And if I did have Judge, it would have been really good. They had like a hand of like a ton of cards. I just couldn't find a Judge to disrupt them. And that's when you play the 4 Judge to disrupt them, because once you're set up, you're good to go. Round 3, we hit a Chin-Pow player, and I priced 3 double turbos, so that was like already bad to start with. But they play like B-Barrels and Excaliburs, and their rule blocks, their like abilities aren't rule blocks locked. So they were able to win that game. It was still like kind of close, because they were able to pick away at the Frigibaxes and stuff like that, low HP Pokemon to take a knockout, because you're two-shotting their Chin-Pow. But once they got like once they got like the Bieber up and running, and they're able to like keep like using Excalibur and stuff like that over and over again, it's pretty rough. It's not unwinnable. It's definitely still winnable, because you can just like de-evolve their guys. If you get like de-evolve plus Judge, you might be okay, right? Because then like you judge them to 4. They draw a card, then you de-evolve them, and then you have Excalibur in hand, so they really can't use their Bieber unless they just like have Red Candy in hand, and like you're like, all right, cool, man, whatever. But yeah, so we lost in round 3. Round 4, we played against another Gardevoir player. This one didn't play any kind of outs, but they did play. Well, they did have technically outs. They didn't have a way to like lock me like the other one did. They did play a Flutter Mane. And their strategy was like to go Monkey Dory and try to confuse the Iron Thorns and stuff like that. But we have, you know, good old Energy Booster Capsule. And the key turn, I think, in this matchup was I smacked the Monkey Dory. It had a Hard Charm on it, right? And I was able to boss up their Flutter Mane, Lost Vacuum, the Braviary Charm off the bench, knock out that, take 2 prize cards, and put me heavily in favor that way. So that was really nice. The monkey doors are kind of annoying because they can use their adrenaline brain or whatever it's called to like move damage if you don't take a knockout on it, so that can like mess with the numbers a little bit. But I think it's fine overall. Like that one Flutter Mane was cool, but I also played Lost City, so I was like I lost zoned. Also, I lost in the first match too. I lost on a bunch of like Gardevoir pieces in the second match, and then the round 4 opponent I lost zoned their Flutter Mane, and so I was like, well, there we go. Round 5, we just took the ID. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty confident I can make top 4. It's only top 4 cuts. So I was like, oh my god. But like, I did the math, and I was like, okay, statistically speaking, we should be fine. There was like maybe one that could have bubbled, but then they both like lost, like one down paired, and like the other one didn't win or something like that. And so like, one down I think 2 got paired. No, one got down paired and lost, and that's what helped us. Yeah, that's what it was. So they got down paired and lost. So there was a clean cut of like X1. Oh, and then the other one that was also playing against the undefeated, they played. So that did mess up the math. So it was a clean cut. The one that was playing the undefeated, there was a 3-0-1 versus a 3-1. They played instead of just like taking the ID. If they took an ID, then it would like changed up all top 4. And then there was another one that got paired down and they lost. So they both of the X1s that could like bubbled out in like 5th and 6th. Both lost, and I was like, okay, cool. But my resistance was like a 67 or 68%, so I was like, I was feeling confident. All my other players were like, doing great, and so I was like, okay, we're golden. And yeah, all 2 out of the top 4 were my opponents throughout the day in top 4. So we had ID in round 4. Like I said, 2 of my opponents were in top 4 as well, so my resistance was like golden. I think it was the highest overall. So we definitely had some hard matchups today, as they would say. In round 4. Or top 4, we played against Goldango. I think this matchup's fine with the 4 judges and stuff like that. They could like sneak 1 knockout in there, but like if you judge them to 4, they draw 1. They have to hit superior plus metal energy to take a knockout. I don't even think that's even enough, right? Because it is 50 for each, so that's only 200. They have to draw a card, 250. So yeah, they have to hit 5 energies, which is like really risky, like really improbable to do. I think the deck is like really good. Actually, I think it's in a really good spot with like Pheasantipity and like Greninja and all that kind of fun stuff. And the new one, the new Gimme Goal, and every time they use Gimme Goal, I just judge their hand. I was like, yeah, nope, you're good. I was like, nope, you don't get that. And that's what the key of like judges over and over again, just like disrupt your opponent. Yeah, it's like 4 cards, but like judging them 4 when they try to manipulate their hand the turn before is like really good. So that's why I like it in there. So we would win that 2-0, and in the finals we played against a Chien-Pao that we lost against. This time we didn't prize 3 double turbos all of our games. So that was really good. And my goal was like I'm just gonna target their B-Doofs, because even if they get Baxcalibur online, I can like judge them to 4, and they had to hit Irida, and they hit the Irida for like the superior, right, to find the energies. And even then, like they're in the same situation of like, okay, do I have enough? Like, is that still even that, is that a knockout? And this one is a knockout, but still they hit the Irida every turn or superior. So I was like, all right, we're just gonna target the B-Doofs and B-Barrels. Hope they don't get double B-Barrels down or anything crazy like that. And they didn't. So that was great. We would win the match 2-0, and then we become a League Cup champion. I do think Iron Thorns is in a really good spot. Like I said before at the beginning of the video, and there's just a lot of basic ability decks that like really rely on the turn 1 setup. If they don't get it, they're like in trouble. I was expecting a bunch of Roaring Moon, which I think this deck pretty much dominates. Be able to judge them over and over again and stuff like that. The hammers get rid of energies if they're discard and stuff like that. It's really cool. I was expecting maybe a Miraidon since they had just won regionals, but even then, like they can't use their Latias for free retreat and all that kind of stuff. And they like Reiku's like irrelevant. Miraidon doesn't take a knockouts. Raichu V is like their only like win con, but even then they have to like, constantly hit that over and over again. So it's like, all right, cool. So the 2 matchups I was expecting a bunch, like I was feeling confident. Regigigas V-Star is probably Steel, maybe the scariest matchup. Just cause like they can just like swing for 280 and just like knock you out. And you're like, all right, well, cool, whatever. But they have to be able to set up, so that's the big thing here. If they can't use their tail mask and stuff like that, it kind of gives you the win. And like I said, having Judge over and over again. Some of us, like I said, play Ionos and stuff like that, but the Ionos let them draw to have 6. They haven't taken a prize card, so like at least like Judge puts them at 4, and it kind of messes up their flow just a little bit. So that's why Judge is like really good in this deck. I'm trying to think what else is really good in the meta right now. Charizard is like fine. I think it comes down to like, do they play Cancel Clone? They can have some kind of crazy play with Cancel Clone plus like stuff like we saw in top in the third match. Legacy Energy is really good. They have to go through 4 Iron Thorns EX. And you can just leave that Legacy Energy on the damaged Iron Thorns. Like, even if it's not, like, whatever, you just, like, leave it on there. And so that way, even they target, like, boss it up, you're like, alright, whatever, I don't care. Like, you only get 1 price card, you have to knock out 3 other ones. So that's really cool you can do. And then, like, late game, you can, like, penny it back up and, like, put the Legacy back on the field. So at any time they kind of ignore it, and you're like, alright, cool. Then, like, your penny, you pick it back up, and you put it on another damaged one. And they're like, oh, what the heck? And they have to, like, knock out 4 of these still. And they're like, what the heck? This deck doesn't play any one-of supporter cards, which I think it's, like, really bad. I mean, like, you do play the 4 Pokegear, so, like, maybe realistically could hit it, but, like, Giovanni's, sure, like, but you have that, like, double energies in your hand to even make it worthwhile, and the energies goes back in their hands, so who really cares? Airy, whatever their Pokemon's name is, it just seems bad. Like, you have to read your opponent's hand. It could become, like, yeah, I don't even know what you would do. Like, what, they instant charge? But they can't instant charge because you have Iron Thorns. So, like, I don't know what it's good with. Maybe you get lucky. And, like, turn 1, you just hit it, you just play it, discard a bunch. That could be somewhat good, but I don't know. I don't think it's that good. I like the 2-ofs, which you're going to see a lot of. And the only 1-ofs is, what, the Earth Vessel and Hammer. And with Earth Vessel, you already play 2 Energy Lottos, so, like, it kind of seems irrelevant. But this, like, at least guarantees the 2, the Lightning. I like the 2 Energy Lotto just to help find supporter cards, because like I said, this deck really does revolve around like Judge and Boss Order. Like, these are your main 2 supporter cards. Like, you want to Boss or Judge every single turn. Late game. Early game, of course, when Arvin and stuff like that got set up and blah, 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 whatever. Research, it's just to help draw cards. I mean, if I can play it for it, but like, I want 2 of these. Colorless Tenacity's good, just guarantees you a supporter card. Also, I mean, it's energy card, but also guarantees you a stadium card, which you can be playing 3 of. These are all really good. Calamitous Wasteland. It's just a good card. You can, like, boss put it down and they like answer it. Or this card, like, they have like 2 energies to treat it, something like that. If it's a basic or something like that, that could be really unfortunate for them. So that's a really cool card to, like, kind of make it where they can't do anything. Lost City course is make like certain Pokemon get Lost Zone if need be. We saw this multiple times happen against the Guardian players, stuff like that, against like the Fluttermanes and stuff like that. It's pretty neat. You could actually, since you played the Lost City, if you can go Lost City plus Cancel Cologne, that might be the combination you need to get rid of the Mimikyus. But even then, I think the probability of like hitting a Gardevoir with that is like very low to begin with. So I don't know if it's worth playing the one of. I've seen lists play like 3 or 4. I'm like, what the heck are they cooking? Town Stores is great because it helps you find your towns if need be. You can pretty much turn a Colorless Tenacity into like a future booster capsule, which I've done before. Like, your Colorless Tenacity, alright, cool. I really did a booster capsule to shoot my guy. Just kidding, like a Town Store for the booster capsule, which is really nice. Town Store also does get you Turbo Energize and Devolution. Devolution's obviously great with all the evolution decks running around. Turbo Energize is pretty much your game plan turn 1. You want to Turbo Energize and Iron Thorns, get 2 lightnings on each one, and then you're good to go. What you could do too is put 2 on 1 Pokemon or something like that if you want to, but I think the 2 split is usually the best. Especially with like 2 Energy Lotto and then Colorless Tenacity and stuff like that. You're usually pretty golden. Yeah, I think the deck's great. I think it's fine. I think we talked about all these cards. Catcher's good. You can pick up knockouts. Crushing Hammer is obviously goated. You flip heads, you just discard energies, and most decks can only attach 1 energy because now you have Iron Thorns out. There's really nothing else that can like bypass that except, like I said, Excalibur that I can think of off the top of my head. Dark Patch, of course, is one that could do it. But Roaring Moon, I think, should be a fine matchup. They can't use, like, Pheasantipity and all that kind of cool stuff. You can just judge them to low hand size, and you should be good to go. Like, Judge plus Knockout. And they have to use that 230. Like, they have to, like, knock themselves out pretty much to, like, even deal with Iron Thorns because you have 230. And if they just swing for 220, you can just, like, penny it up or something, like, who cares, right? And yeah, you can see, like, even on, like, live, I've been playing, like, this is the deck I've been playing. I've hit Deoxys range, just, like, goofing off and playing this, like, just, just here and there. And I know it's, like, live, so take it as you want, and you can even see, like, with the stats. Like, I'm currently in a 5 win streak. I don't know how many in the row I've won, but, like, this is literally what I've been playing. to get to the Deoxys. Like I said, the deck's very boring to watch. I'm not going to play any games with it. Just test it out. I think it's in a good spot. I think it's a really good spot. If you're going to Toronto, test it out. I think it's very underrated right now. Remember, it did win Worlds. It did win Worlds. And I think, I think it's in a good spot. I don't think you play any of those weird lists I've seen with, like, there's Dragapult lists and there's, like, one-ofs and some other decks and stuff like that. But I think 4 is fine. Just play 4 on Thorns. You're good to go. Play this like super setup deck. Don't play any of that crazy one-of supporter cards. Be super consistent and just beat your opponent. And because they can't use abilities. They can't set up, but you can. And I think that's the name of the game here. Just be able to set up and your opponent can't. But anyways, like I said, that's my breakdown of Iron Thorns. Have a great Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope it was fun. Hope you did well at Cup. If you went to a Cup, congratulations. If you did well at Cup or not, or whatever, I don't care. I mean, I do care. I'm sorry I said that. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you tomorrow. Alrighty.